Hi, my name is Danielle Holmes, and today I'm going to be talking about Living Water International. Have you ever been thirsty and not been able to quench it? Well, today I'm going to tell you about the Living Water International charity and why you should support it. I'm a huge supporter of this organization because I have seen how big of an impact that small actions can make in underdeveloped countries. I'm going to explain what Living Water International is, how it benefits you, and different ways to show your support. First, I'm going to tell you why the Living Water International charity is so important. The Living Water charity provides enormous benefits to underdeveloped countries. They provide the opportunities for communities to improve their sanitation and personal hygiene. According to www.water.cc/ywater, the deaths of 360,000 children under the age of 5 could be avoided each year if these risk factors were addressed. Because the people in these lacking communities don't have the ability to wash their hands properly, flush toilets, bathe, or drink properly clean water, they're easily prone to illnesses. Illnesses from contaminated water include cholera, various worm diseases, typhoid, and dysentery, according to vestergaard.com. With that being said, if children keep falling ill to these terrible diseases, they aren't going to be able to attend school. One of the ways that Living Water helps these communities is to build water solutions either at the schools or near the schools so that students are able to have clean drinking water readily available. As of 2010, Living Water International successfully provided clean water to 27 different schools in Uganda, according to David Ranish from Mission Network News. With that being said, it is encouraging to see the physical changes that this organization is making and continuing to make. In order to provide water, there are different solutions that work for different communities, according to lifewater.org. The types of solutions they build include shallow wells, spring capping, in-ground cistern, rain catchment, rehabilitated wells, and deep wells. Shallow wells are used when water is available close to the surface and they can install just a little hand pump into the lined well. Spring capping is a long-term solution that can be used by collecting spring water before it becomes contaminated, and it can be redirected to be used by people. In-ground cisterns are used for places with seasonal rains because these large underground systems can store water year-round. A common solution used near buildings and schools is rain catchment because it collects and stores runoff from the roofs. And rehabilitated wells are a way that we can just repair old water systems instead of building new ones, which can be costly. Lastly, deep wells can be used if water is located very deep below the surface by building a drill rig. Next, I'm going to talk to you about why you should all support the Living Water charity. You should support this spectacular organization because your simple donation can help to transform an entire community's economy and well-being. Personally, I wasn't familiar with this charity until my friend's dad came back from a mission trip to Kenya, where they worked with Living Water to implement water solutions in these communities. He described how crucial the need was to do what they can for these communities because we don't realize how important water is to our everyday life. After hearing about how many hardships these people experience, I wanted to figure out how I could help. A common way that people get water in these poor countries is by traveling miles to collect a single bucket of water that isn't even very clean. Usually women and children are the ones making these voyages, and it is extremely unsafe due to the rough terrain and risk of assault. If there were more access to water, these women and children would be much safer and be able to provide more water for their families. Providing water to these communities would also lead to everyone having more time to do other things like school, work, and focus on their health. To further enforce this point, Living Water's website states that every dollar that is invested in safe water and sanitation yields $4 in healthcare savings, and that can help improve health and save time. If your children didn't have access to clean water, wouldn't you want them to do everything you can to provide for them? Now we're going to talk about how not having the Living Water organization would negatively affect the future. Imagine living in a country without having access to clean water for you and your family. You would have to travel miles by foot every day just to get enough semi-clean water for your family to survive. The issue is prevalent among so many countries, and the demand for water is constantly increasing, so our help is always going to be needed. The people in these underdeveloped countries could use all the help that we have to offer, and I'm about to tell you a couple ways on how you can get involved. Some of the ways to support the Living Water International charity is simply by donating to their website or by teaming up with a local company. Located in Bryan College Station, associates from Caldwell companies actually worked together with Living Water to travel to Honduras, and they built a whole new well for a community in just 4 days. According to their website, the team was able to build a well that provides 180 liters of safe water per minute. Today I told you about what the Living Water Charity does, how it benefits you, and a couple different ways to show your support. I hope that you feel more inclined to support this charity, and not only for you, but for the millions of people around the world. I would now like to conclude my presentation and open the floor for any questions. Do you have any questions? Okay, thank you very much.